Hey everybody, this is Roberto Blake of robertoblake.com helping you create something awesome today. So today, for all of my fellow Nikon camera enthusiasts, tremendous news. So we finally got the announcement we've all been waiting for from CES 2016. We got the announcement about the Nikon D500 and it is amazing. The Nikon D500 is finally the true successor to the Nikon D300S that photo enthusiasts and videographers have been waiting for this entire time. I am so thrilled to be able to finally talk about this camera. It is amazing, and guess what? It's gonna shoot 4K video. That's right, this thing's gonna shoot 4K video. It has got a 20.9 APS sensor, so it's gonna shoot 20.9 megapixels. It's going to use 14-bit uncompressed RAW files. You can shoot 10 frames per second on that. Again, 4K video, up to 30 frames per second. This is going to be an amazing camera for a lot of people. I feel like this is the camera that I'm going to buy instead of the D5500. A lot of you know that last year I was set on buying the D5500 going into this year. I held off on it because I had an inkling, I had a suspicion that this camera or something like it was going to come out, and it's better than I could have hoped for. So we got 4K video from this thing. We've got a great buffer and frame rate. This does take 2 card slots. It takes an XQD, which is super fast, and a traditional SD card slot. So you've got some options there, especially for shooting 4K video. This also can shoot 4K time lapses because it has an internal timer. It has an internal timer. What does that call it? An intervalometer, I think is what you guys would refer to it as. So that is a feature that it has. And by the way, this is me without cue cards, notes, teleprompters, none of that stuff, because you know I can't see that well. The great thing about this camera is it doesn't matter that I can't see that well because it has a great display, which is also touchscreen, by the way, and it does have 3-axis built-in electronic vibration reduction. So that means it has in-camera stabilization. That is huge, and that 3-axis stabilization will work regardless of what lenses you're using, whether those are Nikon lenses or third-party lenses. So that's all great, and I imagine that it will have even more stabilization with special lenses that they'll probably be releasing for this new technology. This also takes advantage of the new XP5 processor that they have in there. So this is actually bringing some of the power of the new Nikon D5 to a prosumer / consumer model camera. Now, the price point on this is going to be a little pricey. It's going to be $1,999.99. $2,000 price tag. That's a little hefty. But if that's in your budget, you can pre-order this right now on Amazon, and it will release in March of 2016, a little later this year, depending on when you're watching this video. Now, I'm actually planning to get this camera. I don't know if I'll be pre-ordering or not. We'll see what happens, but this is the plan that I have to get this camera. I had planned to get this camera. I think it's a great investment for me. I've actually done a video on how you can actually make back your return on investment with a camera because I did a couple of ways that you can make money off of your video projects. So make sure you check that video out because I think it'll be really helpful for you to understand that a camera might sound like it's expensive at this price point, but with shooting 4K video, you can license the footage to someone like Video Blocks, and you can sell that in the marketplace and make like a lot of money per shot off of whatever you're doing with this with 4K video, as long as somebody buys it. You could also license this to other stock photo sites and stock video sites, and maybe even to companies, so you can do that. If you're me, you could probably make back some of your returning investment through like YouTube with this kind of thing, or you could do commercial gigs shooting conferences, concerts, local commercials, stuff for small business. There's a lot of ways to make your money back on a camera, so this investment could be good for you, especially if you already have good glass. For those of you who are photographers, this camera does not have a pop-up flash, but you can go ahead and use hot shoe flashes with it. There is a new Nikon flash that they probably want you to buy for this. So, you could go ahead and do that. This also is a camera that takes advantage of wireless technology. It has low-powered Bluetooth, it has Wi-Fi, and it does also take advantage of NFC. So you can use any of these technologies to go ahead and take camera shots directly over to your phone and share them in social media. Also, Lightroom is free now on both Android and iPhone, so you can go ahead and you can edit photos there in Lightroom in the same traditional way as you would on the desktop, and then put your best work out into the world. So if you can't tell, I am super excited for this camera, and I'm trying to try, whether I get it, March as soon as it comes out, or if I get it right after that, I'm going to try and get this camera as soon as I can. I'm going to try and get my hands on it. So, however that happens, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to try and bring it here to the channel, and if I can't buy it outright right away, I might just go ahead and rent and borrow it so that I can just show you guys what this camera is all about. If I get this camera, it will be the new standard for the YouTube channel. The other thing I want to note is that in addition to the 4K video, this does actually remove the optical low pass filter, which means that the images are going to be sharper and they're going to be more color accurate than ever. So if you're coming from another camera buy where the optical low pass filter is still in place, that could be actually hindering some of the quality of your images. Now again, this does have a crop sensor. This is a DX camera, but with how powerful and with how the new processor works, and with the native ISO capabilities that this has, which are amazing, full specs and description, this camera is going to blow most of the gear, even in the full frame range. I still feel personally that if you don't need to shoot full frame for a specific reason, that even a DX camera with this kind of power behind it might be the right fit for you. As someone who is a video first shooter, I shoot more video than I do photography. This camera I feel is ideal for me as a YouTuber and as someone who shoots conferences, because now I have options with 4K video. I can scale that down, or I can shoot in 4K and crop in. So there are a lot of options for me, and I really like that. If I want to shoot 4K consistently here on the channel, this will let me do it, and I think for the price point, I could live with that. It also will finally incentivize me to buy some additional glass. Now, will I still buy the Nikon D500? Yep, but my plan for that is I will buy one refurbished if I get this camera instead, so I won't spend that much more money on the Nikon D500, and I'll probably sell one of my other cameras to go ahead and just offset that. So that's it for my little preview here on the Nikon D500. I didn't get to go to CES this year. I'm going to actually try to do that next year, believe it or not. And, it was just great to be able to read up on this camera, read the press release from Nikon, and know that they finally have answered the call on a true successor to the D500S. It's been a long time. Nikon, you shouldn't have left us hanging. But I really am looking forward to this camera. If you're looking forward to the Nikon D500, let me know in the comment section and let me know what you plan to do with it. Also, let me know, should I shoot 4K video consistently on the channel when I get that? Or is it fine to just shoot in 1080p? I really want to shoot in 4K video because you guys can still watch it in 1080p if that's all you're capable of watching. You just click the little gear button and you set that in your playback settings and you'll be fine. But that means if you have the option to watch on a 4K display, you could watch in stunning HD quality, and then I feel that that might push me to do some more creative stuff outside the office. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know in the comments and we'll see what we can do. Anyway, like this video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out the other awesome content on the channel. As always, you guys, thanks so very much for watching, and don't forget, create something awesome today with whatever camera you happen to have.